Well, y'all, Nicki Minaj is back on X, and she's coming for Jay-Z. So in a series of tweets, Nicki Minaj is claiming that Jay-Z owes her 100 to 200 million so far.
It all started with a shocking confession. No one saw it coming. The kind that shakes the foundation of power in hip-hop. When Nicki Minaj opened up about Jay-Z, she wasn't just spilling about a deal gone wrong or some studio beef. She hinted at something far more personal, claiming that years back Jay tried to cross a line, turning a friendship into something deeper. But when she turned him down, everything changed. Nicki says that's when her world started to fall apart. Slowly, quietly, and strategically, a silent war began. One that didn't play out in front of cameras, but behind the scenes in boardrooms and back channels. We've seen plenty of public beefs in hip-hop, but this one hits different. It cuts deep into the heart of power, influence, and what really happens when the lights go off.
Like blogs and online platforms don't touch what she's saying, and they don't cover all of her words fully because it's Jay-Z and Roc Nation.
Well, I'll tell you this, I have no idea about their business, but if someone owed me $200 million, then I would be in court, not on X. And I guarantee you, if she ever took that to court, that would be a huge story.
The timeline makes this whole thing hard to brush off. In early 2021, Jay-Z sold Tidal for over $300 million. Back in 2015, Nicki was one of the artists promised equity. A 3% slice meant to give her real ownership. But when the payout hit, she says she didn't see a single dime. Nicki even wrote that she promoted Tidal harder than anyone but Beyonce. Industry insiders later confirmed some founding artists walked away with millions, but Nicki's name nowhere to be found. At first, it looked like just another celebrity complaint until everything started spiraling. By March 2024, Nicki and her husband Kenneth Petty got slammed with a $500,000 default judgment after a German security guard claimed Petty hit him backstage. Then, out of nowhere, that same man's lawyers filed to seize Nicki's $20 million Hidden Hills mansion. By September, the LA Sheriff's Office confirmed it. Her home was officially under Levi. The strange part, this all hit just weeks after Nicki started calling out Jay-Z by name over the Tidal deal. Suddenly, she was buried in lawsuits, tabloids, and bad press from outlets linked to Roc Nation. Coincidence or a clear reminder from Jay's camp about who really calls the shots?
Apparently, Nicki Minaj has dragged Jay-Z to filth. She blasts him for being evil and spiteful.
Nicki seemed to think so, too. On October 15th, 2025, she dropped a bombshell post announcing her album was cancelled and tagging Jay-Z directly with the message, "Hope you're happy now." That post blew up instantly. Within hours, her Instagram disappeared. Then popped back days later with an AI photo of Jay-Z in a bright pink wig and the caption, "I am your karma." Fans were divided. Some called it a meltdown. Others saw it as pure rebellion. But for those who really know Nicki's story, it sounded like a warning, like she'd rather torch the whole system than let it break her again. The industry didn't wait to strike back. Charlemagne, the god, a known Jay-Z ally, went on The Breakfast Club and named her Donkey of the Day. His words cut deep. "Your energy is just stanking nasty," he said, calling her rants a cry for help from a bruised ego. It didn't feel like a radio take. It felt scripted, and the timing way too perfect. That hit piece aired only 48 hours after Nicki accused Jay-Z's team of blocking her radio interviews. Former insiders later whispered that the segment got cleared straight through iHeart's top brass. The same exec still tied to Roc Nation. Sounds like the machine didn't just clap back. It planned every move.
Y'all really do not understand who I really am. Bring it, let's play. Y'all wanted attention, let's do it. Then she starts talking to the LAPD about something we have nothing to do with. And she's saying to Republic Records that they need to stand up for her any day now. Then she says, "You'll regret it." Now, I've been going down the rabbit hole.
Here? Why did this happen?
Then came the chaos. For terrifying swatting calls in a row. Each time, armed officers stormed Nicki's house while her toddler was inside. Lap confirmed every incident, but claimed they still had no suspects. Nicki wasn't buying it. She went public, demanding answers and calling it what it felt like, intimidation. She tagged Republic Records and even Jay-Z's associates, saying she had proof these weren't random attacks, but coordinated moves to shake her up. No one from Roc Nation said a word, but just like that, the raid stopped. The message couldn't be clearer. Whoever was behind it wanted Nicki to know one thing loud and clear. She could be reached even in her own home.
Nicki Minaj, she went on another Twitter rant and she still got Jay-Z and Roc Nation in every tweet. She be wilding on them. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never seen nobody come at Jay-Z this hard.
When you line it all up, it doesn't look random. It looks calculated. First came the money moves, the missing title payout, the lawsuits, the sudden debt crisis headlines. Then came the public shaming, Charlamagne's takedown, Stephen A. Smith calling her ungrateful, and the media echoing the same script like a chorus. After that came the mind games, her social accounts vanishing, the AI mockery, the cops showing up in the middle of the night. Each event alone could pass as bad luck, but together it's a straight-up pattern. Even a former label exec told us when a woman in this business refuses the wrong man, they don't just cancel her, they erase her.
Over and people, you know what I'm saying?
But Kendrick Lamar is the hottest out right
He is,
now.
though. Kendrick hot.
They're going to make their money.
What made it all even darker was how fast the industry seemed to fall in line. Just hours after Nicki's outburst, Gucci Mane's wife, Kishia Kawai, popped up on The Breakfast Club praising Gucci's recovery and mental health. Nicki fired back, accusing her of being there to keep Gucci sedated. It sounded wild until she brought up Charlamagne again, calling him Jay-Z's close friend, using iHeartRadio for, as she put it, disgusting PS against innocent families. Suddenly, it didn't sound random. It looked like a network at work. Same platforms, same voices, same timing. Whether people believe Nicki or not, the pattern's too consistent to ignore. And through all of it, Jay-Z stayed silent. Not one public comment, not even a Roc Nation statement. Instead, others did the talking. Reporters calling her unstable, pundits labeling her self-destructive, all while he stayed comfortably quiet in the background. When Nicki called out Jay-Z for blocking Lil Wayne from the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show, saying his ego was punishing greatness, she got clowned for sticking her nose where it didn't belong. But behind that fiery rant was something deeper. Loyalty. Wayne was the one who discovered her, the man who gave her a shot. And seeing him sidelined in his own city cut deep. To Nicki, it looked like more of that quiet revenge she'd been warning everyone about. By late October, things hit a boiling point. Her mansion was still under threat of forced sale. Legal filings kept stacking up, and she was just about to relaunch her billionaire Barbie brand. Then, right on cue, every outlet started recycling old stories about her husband's probation and past charges. No new info, no updates, just the same headlines with a shiny new date. Media experts later called it a refresh cycle. A sneaky trick to bury real news under old drama. And guess what? At the top of that cycle were the same familiar names. Outlets connected to Roc Nation's media network. Coincidence or cleanup in progress?
So tell me about your relationship with Beyonce, because she's on a track here.
You know, everybody asks me that.
It all cycles back to one chilling question. If Nicki's claims are real, that turning Jay-Z down sparked a personal vendetta, then what else is buried beneath hip-hop's biggest empire? She's hinted that lawyers, media insiders, and even law enforcement have been pulled into a system built to protect one man's image. There's no official proof yet, but the timing, the patterns, and the silence, they scream louder than any denial ever could. Because if Jay-Z really has the pull to use legal teams, radio hosts, and even police to crush someone who simply said no, then who else got silenced? And who's next? But hidden under that question is one even more dangerous. What Nicki exposed next wasn't just about revenge. It hinted at a machine so powerful that even Beyonce might be tangled in it. That $500,000 judgment against Nicki wasn't just a legal hit. It landed like a financial guillotine, slicing through her independence and reminding everyone just how ruthless the game can get. Right when Nicki was trying to take back control of her brand, a man named Thomas Biden Mueller popped up, claiming unpaid damages from that 2019 security guard incident overseas. But what really sent chills was how fast the case moved. The moment Nicki started calling out Jay-Z, everything sped up. Within months, her $20 million Hidden Hills mansion got slapped with a legal Levi. To casual fans, it looked like just another celebrity in court drama. But to anyone paying attention, it felt like pressure. A quiet warning to anyone bold enough to challenge one of the most powerful circles in music. That seizure notice wasn't just paperwork. It was a message written in bold print about who holds the power, who gets to stay comfortable, and who pays the price for speaking up.
I hope it's worth losing everything, including your account, because Nicki Minaj has been on X saying that the blogs and online creators don't cover her and Jay-Z's back and forth the same way as they do everything else.
Well, it's not a back and forth.
It's definitely not a back and forth. I was about it's just been a forth.
That same pattern leads right back to title. The streaming giant Jay-Z sold in 2021 for around $32 million. Nicki's been saying for years that her supposed stake worth somewhere between $100 and $200 million mysteriously disappeared. On paper, every founding artist was promised equity and payouts, but insiders say her name just vanished from the final deal. Was that business or payback for saying no? The silence around it has been definite. When Nicki pushed for answers, Roc Nation and Block Incorporated stayed quiet for years. And the moment she brought it back up this fall, her legal mess exploded again. To those watching from the sidelines, it didn't look random. It looked like a double strike. Financial revenge dressed up as coincidence. All aimed at reminding her what happens when you challenge the wrong power.
Yeah, so
What that got to do with Sister Minaj?
because there's a lot of fans online having a conversation right now following our interview if whether or not Kenneth, who's Nicki Minaj's husband, should be doing the same for Nicki Minaj because
Absolutely.
she's online and there's a lot of things that she's saying and
But that
different things that
wasn't
are
the reason
happening.
she shot at Charlamagne, was it?
No, forget me. Why did she come at Keisha? I don't understand. Like, what did anything Keisha have to say?
Yeah. So what I got to do with Sister Minaj, because there's a lot of fans online having a conversation right now following her interview if whether or not Kenneth, who is Nicki Minaj's husband, should be doing the same for Nicki Minaj because she's online. And there's a lot of things that she's saying, and that wasn't the reason she shot her shot on me, was it? No for me. Why did she come at Ka? I don't understand, like what did anything Kesha have to say? Behind the Polish walls of Roc Nation, one name keeps popping up. Desiree Perez, the same CEO once pardoned by a former president, now rumored to be the quiet force steering the machine. Sources close to label talks claimed Perez was the one whispering to major platforms, telling them to minimize risk around Nicki, basically freezing her out of collabs and appearances. Even Republic Records, her own label, reportedly split in two, half backing Nicki, half bowing to Roc Nation's pressure. Insiders say the moment Nicki went public about the missing title money, internal audits started popping up. And right around that same time, those creepy swatting calls hit. Armed police at her home 4 separate times. Maybe coincidence, maybe not, but the pattern's straight up disturbing. The pressure didn't stop there. Suddenly, private texts between Nicki's team and industry insiders leaked to blogs known for Roc Nation exclusives. Some made her look unstable. Others claimed she owed cash advances. None verified, but enough to dirty her name. One former road manager told us flat out, "It's not about truth, it's about exhaustion." And that's exactly what it looked like. Each new headline, every social meltdown felt engineered to drain her until she couldn't fight back anymore. Through all the chaos, one name stayed spotless. Beyonce. When Nicki dropped that cryptic line, "Buy new," the internet went wild. If Jay-Z really did make a move on Nicki years ago, people couldn't help but ask, what did Beyonce know and when? Her silence since then has been deafening. Publicly, she's calm and polished, but insiders say her team's been in overdrive, calling radio stations, producers, and stylists, making sure no one dares touch the topic. One insider put it plain. They can't let this look like betrayal inside music's royal family. Because if Nicki's story has any truth, Beyonce's silence isn't discretion. It's survival. The stakes are way bigger than gossip. For years, Jay-Z and Beyonce have been the power couple who turned fame into an empire. But if Nicki's claims crack that image, it threatens the whole mythology. Whispers in studio circles say NDAs have already gone out, keeping Roc Nation insiders from saying a word about any female artist disputes. Lawyers are combing through old contracts, tightening loyalty clauses. Nobody wants to be the next name leaked, and it's starting to feel less like PR cleanup and more like a full-blown containment plan. I feel like I am absorbing advice from her and learning from her and stuff. And she'll tell me learn from my mistake. Nicki's been using social media like her last line of defense. After dropping that eerie AI pic of Jay-Z in a pink wig, captioned, "I am your karma." She didn't stop there. She went on a full posting spree, calling out the music gatekeepers for blocking her from interviews and festivals, daring her label to defend her and even hinting that she's holding receipts for court. She warned that the same business managers who stole from me are still working for them. No one knows if her claims will ever hit the courtroom, but one thing's clear. She's no longer just an artist in a feud. She's a symbol of defiance. The insider who refused to play by their quiet rules. And behind the scenes, the fear is spreading fast. Smaller artists are whispering about sudden show cancellations. And podcasters who praise Nicki say advertisers started calling, reminding them which names to avoid. Meanwhile, word is Beyonce's team has a running list of media outlets to keep an eye on, tracking which stories pop up where. That level of coordination doesn't happen for nothing. It only happens when an empire feels the ground starting to shake beneath it. The more Nicki speaks out, the louder the silence around her gets. That's the part that chills people, the mental game behind it all. Every rant, every deleted post, every cryptic photo gets treated like drama for clicks. But look closer and there's a pattern hiding in plain sight. Each time she erupts online, a wave of headlines follows. Then suddenly another lawsuit, another cancellation, another hit to her name. It's almost like the system is waiting for her to crack just so it can point and say, "See, she's unstable." But what if what we're seeing isn't a breakdown at all? What if it's the mark left by years of control, isolation, and manipulation, playing out in real time for the world to watch? The National Football League announced that West Coast rapper Kendrick Lamar will headline the Super Bowl 59 halftime show in New Orleans. Inside the industry, the whispers are getting harder to ignore. People are saying Nicki's so-called volatility is being turned into a weapon. Executives who once chased her are now hiding behind contract clauses, calling her unpredictable. Insurance companies label her a risk. And even publicists who used to defend her are quietly backing away. This madness narrative has become the perfect excuse to write her off, twist her pain into hysteria, and erase the weight of her claims. It's the same old playbook. Take a powerful woman's exhaustion and use it as proof she's the problem. The cruel twist: the harder she fights back, the easier it is to tag her as unstable. If even part of her story holds truth, this isn't about one artist losing control. It's about an industry that rules through fear. The gossip, the headlines, the memes, they are all part of a soft kind of censorship. The kind that punishes anyone bold enough to stand alone. The scariest part: if Nicki Minaj can be pushed to the edge this easily, imagine what happens to someone without her fame or power. Strip away the glam. And this story isn't just about revenge. It's about control. Nicki's not only fighting for her home, her money, or her name. She's fighting for the right to exist outside a system built to own her. If what she's saying is true, we might be witnessing one of the most calculated acts of retaliation the music world's ever seen. A machine designed to crush defiance and wipe away the evidence afterward. And that raises a haunting question no one wants to touch. If it can happen to Nicki Minaj with her millions, her army of fans, her reach, what chance does anyone else have? Could these same forces already be moving in silence against others we've never even heard about? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe because this story is nowhere near done. See you on the next one.